I'm Reinhert, and today I'm going to walk you through 3 ways to start a song. Lyrics first, melody first, and harmony first. So, if you're going to start with lyrics, one of the first things I would suggest doing is actually doing what's called a free write. It's where you pick a topic, say peanut butter sandwiches, and you would write on that topic, just free write, and set a timer for maybe 3 to 5 minutes. And you're going to write about everything that just kind of comes to your mind. You're not really thinking lyrics at this point. You're thinking, I want to say everything I can about peanut butter sandwiches, that they're sticky, they stick to the roof of your mouth, the way peanut butter feels inside of your mouth, if you're allergic to peanut butter and so you have to use sun butter or nut butters of some kind, whatever it is, you're just going to spew words out onto a piece of paper. And then after you do that, you can go back and what I would say, mine all of that content for potential lyrical lines. You're going to come up with some stuff that's going to feel more lyrical than just talking to the page. And I would suggest either underlining or taking a highlighter and kind of pulling all that stuff out and moving it to a separate page. At which point, then you'll have all this stuff kind of centered around peanut butter and all these lines centered around peanut butter that you can use to start crafting your lyric. And once you do that, you can decide, well, what do I want this song to be? Like, is it from the perspective of a little kid? Is it from the perspective of a grandmother? Is it from my perspective? Is it like, who's telling the story about peanut butter? Why do you want to talk about it? And what do you want to say about that particular topic? And is it kind of political? Is it, that you love it, that you hate it? Like, what's your viewpoint on that? And you might have discovered some of that in your free write. This is where you really unpack all of that into your lyric. And then you might choose, well, I'm going to try to write verse, chorus, and then I'll see if I need a bridge. When you're doing that, you're going to want to think about all these other things that have to do with lyrics. So the line length, the rhyme scheme, the number of lines within a section, how and where each line starts in the rhythm of the phrase. And you just slowly start to craft your lyric as you go. So that's one way to start writing a song, which is lyrics first. After you have the lyrics, then you can go find the melody and the harmony, and the lyrics will kind of tell you what that is. So just see what happens. Go try that. The next one is if you start with a melody. So melodies can have so many different shapes, right? You can have an arch, you can have a valley, you can have something that kind of goes up and down, you could have a static melody. Any of these things are ways to craft a melody. You can just start humming whatever comes into your head, like da da da, da da da, da 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 da. You might even set a voice memo while you're doing this to kind of capture these improvisations as they're going, and then go back and listen to them and be like, oh, I kind of like that. That's really cool. If you want to work with harmony in that, you can do that too, but this is just really starting from a melody. If you have a lyric, you can also think about what that lyric is really trying to say with the way that the words move. So I like a peanut butter sandwich. I'd 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 like a peanut butter sandwich. Ooh, I'd like a peanut butter sandwich. I'd like a peanut butter sandwich. And there's something to that I think is kind of fun. And so I landed on that by extrapolating a melody from the way that I was listening to the slight differentiations in the pitch of my speech. It takes a little practice to be able to do that, but it's really cool once you get it and you can kind of pull that out of thin air almost like magic. So there's another way to start a song. The last way in this video that I'm going to talk about starting a song is from harmony. And actually this is one of my favorite ways to start writing, is to kind of get a groove going on something like chords that sound cool to you. To be honest, this is actually one of my songs called Paris in the Snow, and when I first started playing the guitar, I didn't actually know what I was playing. I was just like, oh, this sounds really cool. I like the way this chord is. And then you go figure it out. And then you can start riffing melodies over the top of it. So if I take this little chord progression here, and what I did is I wrote a song over this, even though I didn't know what chords I was playing. Paris in the winter, the Eiffel Tower is snowing, morning wrapped in coffee and croissants. And you can just kind of imagine what you can do with any of these things, and writing, riffing, singing over things, just kind of coming up with melodies, coming up with ideas, letting the music kind of tell you what the song is about can be a really fun way to start writing a song. And if you're teaching students and they don't know a lot of chords, it doesn't matter. Like, whatever chords they know are the ones that they can put together. And there are so many easy combinations that you can use: a 3-chord combination, a 2-chord combination. It doesn't need to be complicated. And then your melodies actually can end up being a little more complicated because the harmonies are static and a little simpler. It just makes for really cool stuff that you can do with all of these. So I want to reiterate that there is no wrong way to write a song. You can start with, bouncing around in your DAW and just kicking around different sounds and making the whole track before you lay down any lyrics or melody. You can start with one of these ways. You could start with a friend and start riffing off ideas and seeing what happens. There's just no wrong way to do it, but these are 3 ways that you could get started. So enjoy, and don't forget to check out a lot of our other content on YouTube, as well as our full online on-demand courses that we have on our website. All right, see you later.